Hello, I'm Tilly Douglas, and today I want to show you a flip through of my journal, which was inspired by Natasa from Treasure Books. And I love Natasha's videos. I think they're really good, and I'm going to link her video for this book in the description below. And it's called Altered Book of Pockets. And I've never in my life stuffed a junk journal with as much as this before. Just take a look at this. Isn't that crazy? That is a well stuffed book. I've done lots of junk journals, all sorts of journals. I have never filled one like this before. So I'm going to give you a flip through of it. I've also got for you some free downloads from some of the stuff that I've used in here. I've put them on my website. Well, those that I haven't already put on my website, I'll put on as soon as I possibly can, because I've got a lot of freebies, because I make a lot of things for myself and then put them on my website, so you guys can go and download them, print them off and use them in your own journals or any craft projects that you're doing. So my first part is obviously the cover, and this is from a fabric sample book, the cover for this book, and these bits of fabric here. That's just a card. The journal, I printed that off, and these are just some of these little metal embellishments, and these are great because they just bend. They're really thin, and they just bend into shape so easily, and I use these sort of things a lot because they're just fab. So that's the cover, and just little embellishment in there that I've had in my stash for ages. That's the back and the ends, the spine. So we'll get started. What I'm going to do is go through it and just take all the ephemera out, because it's got tons of ephemera in it, as you can see. So I'm just going to take it out and show you as I go along, and then I'm not going to bother putting it back in because it would all take too long and you're just going to get bored. So first of all, just a little card on the front. Now this book was really old book, and it was literally dropping to pieces, so I've had to do a little bit of TLC as I've gone along with it. So this first pocket is just an altered playing card, and that was just some napkin that I decoupaged on there, and a bit of wrapping paper on the back, some packaging paper to write on, so journaling spot. So I won't explain everything like that, but you'll see I've done that with a lot. Just some pictures put on the front, a bit of lace, tag with a card stuck to the front for embellishing. This is on my website, so you can go and download it. There's a lot of these images are on my website already, and the others I'll put on. So I've just printed it off and sewn it onto some backing paper, some packaging paper for a journaling spot. And this one, I love these images. I've got a few of these sort of images in here. This is just out of a magazine, and I think it's so pretty. And I've left these as they are because these are the stamps where the book was actually thrown out, and stamped to say it had been thrown out. So I like to leave that on there. So a bit of sari silk, a bit of lace, just to show where that pocket is. And these are 3 separate images that I've stuck together and then cut a little ziggy-zaggy around the edge to make a little pocket. Altered playing card. Another one of those little altered tag things. Little tag with some tissue paper stuck on it. This is a little booklet. I love making these little booklets. They're so simple to make. Packaging paper and some little journaling spots. These are also on the website, so you can go and get those and download those for free. And when you go on the website, what you'll just have to do is, because I've put a password on the freebies library, So you just put your email and you'll be sent the password directly to your email address. So pretty little envelope style pocket in there. And then this pocket, this is on my website. And then a little bit of card stuck to the back, writing paper. I'm not going to say everything that's on my website because all these are. So you can just go and download those. This one's out of a magazine. It wasn't actually a gardening magazine, but there was a lot of gardening things in it. So I just loved it when I found these. I think they're just so pretty. And this is a little tag, little paperclip tag. I love flapping and making these sort of things. They're just so simple and they're so pretty. So that's that pocket, and just some lace around it. And I just wanted to leave this one quite plain, so I just put these stickers on it and a couple of stamps on there and also on here. And this is a little envelope with just a couple of little tags in it. A couple of little embellished tags. And that's that tissue paper that I used previously as well. And in here we've got another one of those little journal spots. Another little tag. Oh, these, I'll show you where these are from. They're from this little book of pictures. And this is really old, and I didn't even buy this new. I bought this off a car boot sale, which is like a flea market in other countries. But in the UK, we have car boot sales, and this was on there. And there's loads of these lovely images. So what I've decided to do with these, because I've had this for ages and not used it, just sew some of that packaging paper on the back and use it as a journaling spot, and they're perfect. And I only paid about 50p for that. And it's by Hunky Dory. Now, they're not likely to have it now because, like I say, I've had it for a long time and I bought it second hand anyway. So that's another one of them. So that's that page. Little journaling spots. Another one of those little booklets. Couple of tags with some stamps on it. Well, that's stamps on that one. And this one is a napkin. And then that's the one out of that magazine again. And I like these because they say a little bit about the actual picture. So I've left that on as well. Little notebook. I just love making these little notebooks. I've got tons of them because they're just so simple to make, and you can use up all your scraps. It's a great way to use your scraps up. There's another one, little one there. And when I sew the paper in, I sew it in and I sew a little tag in there, a lace or string or whatever. Another one of those out the magazine. Oh, I've used a lot of them out that magazine. Just some washi tape along the edge. And these little pockets are so simple to make. It's just 3 bits of card, using up scraps, and they make a lovely pocket. This is one of my images. Paper on the back to write on. Little tag out of some scrap card. Another one of those magazine images. At the end, I'll show you some of the downloads that I've got, because I've got a lot of them in this file. So I will show you these at the end of some of the stuff that I've got on my website that I've got printed out. So that's a little booklet. This was a piece of map wallpaper, and I just did a few stitches over it, just testing out some stitches on my sewing machine, and then stuck a piece of packaging paper on the back. So I thought I'd put that in as well as a little journaling spot. Another one. So this is one of Natasha's pockets, and I love this one. This was Natasha's pockets that she showed on her video, where you sew them in with thread, and I just like that. And these images are ones that was already in the book. So I like to leave some of the images that are in the book. Look at that, that's out of that pack. Beautiful. I love it. That way up. A nice little pocket that I've trimmed. That's just a folded page, and I've just covered it with some of that lace. Oh, these butterflies are actually from a napkin. So just from this napkin, and I just stuck one onto some card, stuck it onto the card first, let it dry, and then cut the butterflies out. So simple, but they're just so pretty. Another little booklet. And in this pocket is another little booklet. So loads of journaling spots in this journal. And this one, I just loved this image. I just think it's so, let me make sure it's in camera. I just loved it. I just thought the little seating area under this beautiful tree in this lovely garden, and I could just imagine sitting there having a little glass of wine or something. And it looks like it's framed, so I put some card behind it and obviously lace around that, so it looks like you're looking out of a window. And then this little one here, some tags again with that napkin, journaling spot out of that book, and I just stuck this image on the fold. And this is a piece of wallpaper. I've got some wallpaper that's got all maps and travel stuff on it, and I just love this little travel case, so I just put that on there. Altered playing cards in these. That's just some washi tape stuck on, and the same with that one. And then a little bit, this is also washi tape actually, but it's not on, oh it is on a playing card, yeah. And then washi tape across there to show where these pockets are. And then little notebooks in all of these pockets. And these are just great for making out of those scraps of paper, just the strips that we have. Just make a little notebook out of it. It's perfect. And now these were cut down the middle here when Natasha made them, and that's how I did them to start with. But then I decided to put this over because it helped to give it some structure as well, because like I say, the book was literally falling apart. Now this is one of my collage masterboards, which is this one. So this is the actual one that I made, stuck everything on it, and then I scanned it and printed it out onto, this was actually 120 GSM paper. So I scanned it and printed it out, and I did some more. This one was the original, and then I've scanned that one and printed it out, and also this one and printed that out. So pretty good. I'll put these, I can put the scanned ones of these on my website as well. Might as well do that if you want to download those, print them off. And then washi tape at the top and the bottom, and a bit of trim. Oh, I just love this image. This was also in that magazine where all the other ones were. But isn't that lovely? I just love it. Another one out of the book. This is some paper that I designed and made some little pockets out of it. Another little journaling spot. This was in that little book as well. Postcard, I think it's lovely. And these two images, which is why I've stuck them on here, I just love them. These are the back pages, like this page, from really, really old books. So you don't really see them like this now, so I just love them. So it's digitalized, and I've printed it out so it'd fit exactly on this page, on these two pages actually, and then stuck the pockets on. That's just a page that was obviously in the book that I decided to leave in there. And then this is a little pocket, and on here I did a stamp. Well, I tried to do a stamped image, and it went horribly wrong. So I just stuck that over the top. This was in a magazine, so I just cut that out. And then some little tags out of scrap card. This was in a magazine, so I cut that out. And then this is also a little pocket with a little notebook in it. So it's jam-packed full. So this is a background paper that I've got, and then I put these on and printed it out like that, just to cover that page up because it was a bit yucky. Oh, this tape, like I said, this book was literally falling apart, so it needed some TLC, and this is really, really good tape to do it with. And it's sports tape, and it's really sticky and really, really good. So what I do with it is I stick one end on my glass mat, and then I pull out the length that I want, and then I cut it down the middle. I stick it on my glass mat so it doesn't all get wrapped around and stuck to itself. But it works really, really well to reinforce pages like this. So a little booklet in there, a bit of washi tape, a little bit of stamps, and then sewed around. Little envelope in there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Little tag with some stamps on. And then just a little image cut out, fussy cut image there, and another little booklet in there. So where this one, the previous one, I didn't cut down again. So this page was cut like Natasha did hers. And I did cut it, and then I put this image on the back and then cut it again. But I just left that as it was because I thought it looked really pretty. And that tape used again there. Little tag. One of those images out the book. And this was out the magazine. Or a magazine. I don't think it was the same one. And then washi tape along here. This is also a pocket. If you want to tuck anything in there, a little tuck spot. And I just decided to keep that simple because it was just a plain page. So I just put a bit of distress ink, tea dye distress ink on there, just so it wasn't stark white. And then just put these little imaging lace on there. This is on my website, one of the printouts. Another tag. Little tag I made, put an image on the front. Another little tag I made, just some layering. So these are two images that I've just cut out, printed out, cut out and stuck on there to make pockets. This was out of a magazine. I get loads of images out of magazine. All my family know to save me any of the magazines they've got, which is really handy. Another little notebook. A journaling spot in there. And there. It's just a bit of ribbon to make another little pocket there. These are also what I got from the card boot. They're cards and they've got the envelopes with them. They're quite old, but I'll never use them to make cards with. So I just obviously cut it down and use it as a corner pocket for both. So really simple. And that was just an image out of a magazine with a couple of butterflies I stuck on the top. Oh, this life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. I obviously like it because I've used it twice. I didn't realise at the time. So a little tag with napkin on it for a journaling spot. These are on my website, these little images, and this one is out of a magazine. A little image there that I decided to keep in the book. I know this book was really well stuffed, but I still like to put lace on them. I love to see the lace around the edges and the tops. I think it's lovely. So I printed this out of, I made these and then printed them out and just stuck them in because it helps to secure the pages as well, because as you can probably see, it's coming apart a bit there. So that wording again, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful, and great things take time. Little tag. This is that tissue paper that I put on some more tags. Little embellished layered tag. Some of my printouts. It's like music paper at the back with a flower image on the front, and another one of my tags. Another one of my printouts, I mean, of some little birds. And then one of those pockets made out of scrap card. And then two more of those little journal spots. And this pocket is the card that was left over from doing these front inside the covers. So I've just used those two bits of card up, another one later on. So another one of Natasha's pockets. Little notebook. One of those images out the book. And this is also a pocket. So some more of those beautiful images that was in that magazine. Just lovely. And that's out of that pack. And then this is a little paper clip that I made. So an image on both sides. I believe I've got these images on my website as well, so you can download those for free. And then a little embellished fabric for a secret journaling spot. And then another one of those images. I think I've used all those images up in this book, actually, in this journal. Little doily. One of my printables. Another one of those pages. And again, there's some beautiful images in that book. A couple of tags. And this one I decided to do the butterflies here, and then the corresponding piece over there, and then the flowers here and the corresponding piece over there. Bit of washi tape in the middle to secure it because it was falling apart. And then a journaling spot. Also will be available for free to download on my website. Focus on what's important and make it happen. I love these little quotes. Count your blessings and stay curious. So more little images for journaling spots. Another one of those images out of the book. This is a printout that I just stuck on for the page. Another one of those pretty little pockets. And these pockets are so simple to make. A couple of little cards. And another little birdie one. Another one of those images out of the book, and another one of those very simple pockets. And this is just altered paperclip. So this is more of the digitalized papers from the books, from the front covers, or the inside of the front covers, which I just love them. I love using those whenever I can. So these are more of those little butterflies that I made out of the napkins. And make every day an adventure. And you can never have too much happy. How true is that? This is just a little printout of a very old, I think it's out of like a little brochure for the theatre, which I just think is lovely. So pretty, trimmed with a bit of lace. Another couple of those little cards for journaling spots, and the other piece of that from the inside cover. Journaling spot from those books. Natasha's pockets. They're not Natasha's pockets, they're mine because they're in my book, but you know what I mean. Natasha showed us how to make them. So a pocket there and a pocket there. And the last page, little tag, little notebook, and then I printed this out and covered this page because it was just a plain page, and then I put some more of that sports tape down here to reinforce the pages a bit. So I left this one blank because it's just beautifully aged, and I didn't really want to cover it up because it's just, this is what we try to do to age papers like this. So that's why I thought it's naturally aged, I'm just going to leave it. So I put these little corners on the inside as well as the outside of the book because I just think it finishes it off nicely. So now I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've got on my website. That's free for you to go and download if you want to. So it's the freebies library. So you'll have to go into there, you'll have to put your email in, so you sent the password. I think it's just safer to put a password on those things, so I can change it if necessary. If I have to change the password for any reason, I'll just email you the new password, so you'll never be without it. So lots of words, which we're always needing these words, and like you see, I've used them in that book. There's lots of different little sayings in there which I really love, and I've just printed them out onto some cream card. You can obviously print them out on whatever colour you want. This isn't actually on there yet, but I will get it on there as soon as possible. So the same words, but I've made this one slightly bigger font to this one, just so you've got choices. And then some more there, and some more, all different sorts of things. So these are some of the images that I've got on there. You'll recognise some of these as some of the ones I've used in this journal. And there's just some beautiful old vintage images. I love them. I don't think I used this one in the journal, but I've used a lot of these. So this is just a small selection of things that is on there, or things that I will put on there, and I'll be adding to the freebies library all the time. So some little music paper with these images on the front, which I just think you can do so much with these little things for your layering. And then there's a sheet of just the music background with no image on the front, so you can add your own images. And some tags with old advertising stuff on them. Some mushrooms. I did use some of these bird images in my journal. And these little ones are just perfect for cutting out and making stamps with. Put them on a little background, making stamps. I've used tons of these in my journals. And then this is the page that I printed out on some squared background paper, like graph paper, and then cut it in half and used half the page on one of those pages. But I really did these so you could fussy cut. And then these are some similar to the others, but plain backgrounds and bigger image on the front. And there's some more, and there's some plain, so you can just add whatever you want. So feel free to go and download those. There's a lot on there already, and like I say, I've I will add a lot more, but it all takes so much time. It takes so long to do, but I will get round to doing it all, and I will definitely add more in the coming weeks. So do keep your eye on it, and keep checking back to see what I've got new. So I do hope you enjoyed that video, and thank you to Natasha from Treasure Books. And check out the video, I'll link it underneath in the description, because it's a fab video. I love it. And she does some lovely ephemera and junk journals. So I'll leave that link underneath. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.